Hey, please subscribe. Thank you.
All right, so here's the story time. So when I was about 6 or 7, right, my biological dad told me that my grandfather was dead because he was mad. When I was like 30, going on 31, it was either 30 going on 31 or 31 going on 32. I was reconnected with my grandpa. Turns out he's not dead. I was reconnected because my grandpa is a veteran. And one of my best friends worked at the VA. Mind you, my mom's mom ran the VA for 32, well, she worked at the VA for 32 years total. But when she retired as the chief of nursing staff. Whole time she had no idea that my grandpa was one of her employees, right? So one night my best friend calls me and she's like, hey, she's like, do you know a Moniece Slaughter? And I'm like, yeah, it's my grandpa. He's dead. Why? She was like, your grandpa's not dead. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, we've had this guy walking around the VA, walking around the hospital, because, you know, the VA employs veterans. She's like, we've had this guy walking around the hospital for some years now, saying that his granddaughter was on TV and he had been trying to find her. And she's like, this one night she was working graveyard, and she said he had to come to her to check out like a piece of equipment or like to clock out or something. She looked at his name tag and saw the last name Slaughter. So she said she decided to humor him, and she was like, who's your granddaughter? And she said he went into all of these details about my life that she knew because she was my best friend, but that I had never said publicly. So she calls me. So I said, don't give him my number, but get his number, because at the time I was on my way to film the season 3 reunion. So I was a little like hesitant to connect because we're not done filming until after the reunion, because after the reunion we still have to come back and do green screens. We have to shoot like sometimes we have to reshoot episodes or scenes, whatever, right? So you don't know you're done with the show until they send you your green screen outfit back. So I'm like, I want to make sure I'm done. So I take him to lunch, whatever. I posted a picture of he and I like years ago. Well, now he has dementia. Why did I call my grandpa and this answer the phone? One day he knew who I was. The next day I called him. I said, Grandpa, hey. He went to say, who is this? I said, Moniece. He said, girl, what? Mind you, he doesn't know that I know. He's thrown his teeth in the trash can. Now, my biological dad hates him, right? But apparently, my only uncle that's taking care of my grandpa ran into my dad because my grandpa fell down and fractured his tailbone, right? So my grandpa took his keys. My grandpa has this girlfriend named Bernadette. Apparently, they had a hard time handling his stuff when he was in the hospital because Bernadette told them that she was his wife and that her daughter is his only child. So they wouldn't give information to any of the biological kids. So my uncle, Sean, comes down to LA. He lives in Texas. And I guess he ran into not just my dad, but my stepmom, my sister, my brother, the whole nine at the hospital. They didn't really speak. He said it was kind of weird, whatever. He gets my grandpa back on his feet. He takes the car keys. He tells Bernadette, stay away. He has cameras installed, but the VA is not really doing what they need to do with his benefits, so he only has a caretaker 3 days a week. So he been throwing his teeth in the trash. So I called my grandpa. So he gonna answer the phone and say, girl, what? I said, Grandpa, do you know who this is? Mind you, I had already said who I am. So then it was almost like he had a lucid moment and remembered it was me. And he was like, oh, hey, baby. So I said, Grandpa, I'm going to take you to get something to eat. I said, but you have to have your teeth when we go. Because Uncle Sean has been sending you food and you don't answer the phone. Because he don't answer the phone. And so I said, the food sits outside all night and you be mad at Uncle Sean, telling Uncle Sean you're hungry and all this stuff, but he sends you food and then you stop answering the phone. So you don't know when the food has been delivered. I'm going to come see you. I'm going to take you out. So I tell him about my back surgery. I said, so I hit my Uncle Sean. I said, does he have a cane or a walker? So my Uncle Sean said he has a walker, but he doesn't want to use it. So I call my grandpa back. He's completely lucid. Like, he knows. He knows who his son is, my Uncle Sean. He knows who I am. He asked about Cam, like my mom, the whole nine, right? The whole gamut. So he was aware this day. Why did I tell this? I'm going to come take you out. We're going to go get something to eat. But you're going to need your teeth and you got to bring your walker. Because you just fractured your tailbone. You have to have your walker. This man going to say, don't you come over here. I'll punch you off my porch. So I said, wait. I said, Grandpa, I'm not scared of you. It could be me and you. I said, we could fight. I don't care. Me and you in the walker. What's up? He gonna say. I said, and by the way, sounds like you got your teeth in today. What happened? I know what you did. Don't you come over here. I'll punch you up the porch. So I said, Grandpa, you don't want to go get nothing to eat? No, I said, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. You want to go get something to eat? Yeah. Yeah. Hurry up. So you gonna punch me off the porch. Now you want me to hurry up. Dementia's not funny, but let me tell you, it runs in my family on both sides. My mother's, so my great nana, right? My mom's dad's mom, she had dementia. My great aunt, my Aunt Cora, my mom's dad's sister had dementia. My mom's mom and her second husband both had dementia. Okay. Marla has dementia. If we just gonna keep it a buck, and she gets so mad when we tell her, you have dementia brain. So I'm probably gonna die of dementia now that I know it also runs on my biological dad's side of the family. But I just came here to say, if something happens to me, y'all, my grandpa, he done punched me off the porch. He done punched me. Oh, Mega Baker, you got to. Because let me tell you something. When I tell you, nobody ever believes me. The whole Slaughter bloodline is unhinged. Y'all think I'm bad? I got it from somebody. I got it from my damn daddy. And he got it from his daddy. Do you know my grandpa is... His birthday's March 1st. I'm March 4th. My grandpa's 81. This is how they found out he had dementia. About 2.5 years ago. Because, like I said, the VA employs veterans, right? Punch me into oblivion. Well, the VA employs veterans, right? My grandpa's a janitor at the hospital. He was, right? Why they almost arrest my grandpa, y'all? One of his, I don't know, somebody that also works at the VA. Bitch, that man done said something to my grandpa he didn't like. I just choked. My grandpa went to the broom closet and got a mop and beat the man up with the mop. So they was about to arrest my grandpa. And it's funny, but it's not funny because I couldn't imagine my 79, 80-year-old grandpa in jail because he done beat somebody up with a mop. Because you didn't like what he said to you. My grandpa been whooping ass. Do you hear me? His whole life. Mm-hmm. Yep. My grandpa's crazy. I called that man. He talking about, girl, what? What you mean, what? Sounds like you got your teeth in today, huh? What happened? I know what you did. Don't come over here. I'll punch you off my porch. So you gonna punch me off the porch? We finna be fighting on the porch. Me, you, or the porch. I don't give a damn. So everybody else, you talking about Maurice, please, or Dad, please. Grandpa, please. My cousins be like, Grandpa. I'd be like, y'all talking about Grandpa. Y'all need to be worried about me. I'm the second craziest descendant. You got my grandpa, you got my daddy, then you got me. If you see me and Grandpa fighting, save Grandpa. Me and Grandpa knocking each other east to west on that porch. You hear me? That cane and them teeth. I don't give a what you trying to punch me off the porch, please. So he mad. They done took his car keys. His little girlfriend can't come over no more. He can't drink no more. He pissed. Because Bernadette, low-key, was his sugar mama. He brought Bernadette to my Christmas party. They got into a fight at my house. True story. Bernadette told him stop drinking so much. And he got mad and took one of the bottles off my bar cart and went to the car. So when I went out to the car, I made him come back in. It was so hot. She was trying to tell me what to do. She thinks she buy me a car. She can control my comings and goings. Nigga, you're an alcoholic. So I said, Grandpa, because y'all got to remember, like I said, my bio dad told me he was dead when I was 7. So at this point, I'm 32 at the Christmas party, right? That was 6 years ago. So I told my grandpa, I said, Grandpa, you got clean from heroin, but if you're going to be an alcoholic, you cannot be a part of my life or Cameron's life. So I need you to put the bottle down and come back in. So he came back in. But when he got back in, boy, he tore Bernadette a new asshole. Bernadette got mad. Bernadette went and stormed off and went to the car. She waited in the car. She wouldn't come back. So Bernadette, she's also mad because my granddaddy's always been a from what I've been told. And my uncle went to go visit my grandpa one day, but my grandpa wasn't answering the phone. This before he beat the man up with the mop. So my uncle gets there, and there's some lady that's not Bernadette. She's in a robe. So my uncle had the lady get dressed. And he said when the lady went to walk out the door, the lady told my uncle, "Oh, you're handsome just like your dad. You know he takes care of all the ladies in the neighborhood." Girl, what? What? Now, why would you say that to somebody's son? That's crazy. What you been calling my grandpa? It's crazy. He be spreading it around, bitch.